Hey everybody, just want to welcome you to week 5, module 5 for ME14 Mechanics of Solids. So within this module here, we're going to take a look at a couple different topics, still continue on our same chapter here with torsion. So we're going to take a look at stress concentrations in circular shafts. We're going to look at plastic deformations in the circular shafts. Then we're going to go on to take a look at some statically indeterminate problems dealing with these shafts. And from there, we're going to take a look at different materials, in particular our elastoplastic materials as well. Then we're going to also take a look at some governing equations and theory behind the residual stresses and some applications for those within circular shafts. And from there, we'll talk about some non-circular members and how torsion affects those different than the circular ones. And last, we'll take a look at some thin-walled hollow shafts. So this is all within Module 5 for this week. A couple things to note about this week here. First, we're going to have our quiz number 5. It'll be posted on Monday, and that'll be due by Friday the 3rd by 4 p.m. And you have homework number 2, just a reminder that this is due by Monday by the end of the day. Now, a reminder, I do have office hours scheduled for Wednesdays from 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. Now, if these don't work for you, please feel free to reach out, send me a chat or a message on Teams or an email, and we'll find a time that works for both of us. So as we continue on from chapter 3 within module 5 here, looking at torsion for circular shafts, and we will get into a little bit for non-circular members as well, taking a look at their stresses and their deformations. So this module again is going to consider structural members and machine parts that are in torsion. So we're going to analyze those, figure out where the stresses and strains in the members are for circular cross-sectional areas and some non-circular members as well. And we're going to continue on to even look at some thin-walled hollow shafts as well within this module. So as it relates back to our textbook, again, we're going to review that concept of torsion in structural members and machine parts. From there, we'll go on and review stress concentrations and how they are included within these torsion problems related to these shafts that we're looking at now. We're going to describe the elastoplastic response for circular shafts, analyze the torsion for now some non-circular members and see how they compare to the circular members that we looked at previously, and from there get into the specialized case of these thin-walled hollow shafts. Now, as this relates to your reading in your textbook, this is going to go from sections 5 through 10 within chapter 3. So this will wrap up our chapter 3 readings within this module 5. So the next thing I want to mention here is that Tuesday is town meeting day. So what I plan to do for all my courses is to leave this as a no lecture day, regardless of when these fall, especially for these online classes that aren't necessarily Tuesday, Thursday, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday classes. So what I've decided to do is the first section of each module, 5.1, is going to be no lecture, but just a town meeting day. Now, I will still be posting material to Blackboard. It just won't be covering any new material, and hopefully give you guys a little bit of a chance to catch up and breathe a little bit, make up some of your homework problems, things of that nature. And at the same time, what I would like you to do, and what the material I'm going to be posting is related to, is our group project. So I'll be posting up a lecture going through the group project, talking about the deadlines that we have coming up. And what you really want to do, and I encourage you to do this week in place of the lecture, is to meet up with your group members, form those team members, and there will be a quiz through Blackboard where I'll be asking you to provide that information for who your team members are and your group team name. So I'll be going over all that in lecture as well. So please do connect with your classmates and start to form your teams for this group project due at the end of the semester. And again, I'll be going through the milestones and due dates of individual items within that along the way. So then, for the second lecture, module 5.2, this is where we're going to continue on with torsion from chapter 3, talking about the residual stresses and non-circular members and introducing thin-walled hollow shafts here. So the objectives will be to take a look at these stress and deformations in circular shafts, review that, go through some elastoplastic materials, talk about torsion of non-circular members, and from there get into the new specialized case of these thin-walled hollow shafts. So within this module here, we'll go through some of the theory related to those topics, discuss the key equations, go through some practical applications, and from there go through some actual problem solving involving all of the information and material we've covered earlier in the module.